Good morning, everybody. Super excited to be here with you today and to go through our Q&A. You guys brought forth amazing questions. I am going to show you just so you can follow along with me. Excuse me. But one thing I just want to remind you, so my style, I don't really like prep. I don't really think of the answers. I did like look through some of them, but I really like to just kind of read it and answer. So that is my style. For those of you who are brand new to me, I've been a trainer and nutritionist for about 12 and a half years now. Really, really love what I do. Just helping women go from point A to point B in the healthiest and most sustainable way, like really helping you hit your goals once and for all, teach you how to maintain it. We're very research backed. And so a lot of this stuff I'll share with you is, yes, research backed, but also from experience, right? I've personally trained over 500 women now, and you see a lot of trends, right? Every woman is really different, but there are so many trends. And so some stuff, like I said, will be just sharing that experience. Okay. Any questions you have, go ahead and pop them in the comments and we'll go through those as well. I have about 45 minutes, then I'll have to jump off. Okay, so if you're seeing this anywhere other than our Facebook group, make sure to join Macro Tracking and Weightlifting for Women. And this post was right here in the featured. So I'm going to go through most of these, but not all. Okay, you guys asked great questions. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So I'm not really going to answer the amino acid question. I talked to the success trainers about this. There's 4 of us trainers and nutritionists at Queens of Iron. And I talked to them about this. And we really are a company that's just like healthy, wholesome food. Healthy, wholesome food, right? There's a lot of shiny object syndrome out there, like fat burners, like some supplements, like hit sometimes depending on how it's used. There's a lot of shiny object syndrome. And so for us, it's like, let's just focus on getting our nutrients through our food. And so I don't have any feedback there. Okay, Miss Holly, I did reply to this one, but I told her I would dig a little bit deeper. So she said, can you build muscle on a keto diet? So I think most of us know at this point, right? It's the most inefficient process. So it's the slowest way to build muscle mass. Why? Because carbohydrates are your primary energy source when lifting weights and in daily living. So if you're not fueling your body with what it needs to thrive in the gym, it's going to be really, really hard to have the energy you need to train in the gym, to have your muscles recover, and again, to keep pushing hard in the gym. If you don't have the energy for the gym, you're not going to be breaking down your muscles at the rate you could if you had maximum amount of energy, right? Or more energy. Okay. Now, when I was in school, so I have my bachelor's in exercise science, and granted, it was a long time ago. It was a decade ago, which is crazy to say. But we were taught that, so protein repairs muscle tissue. We know that's a fact, right? Fat plays a role in digestion, in warmth, in hormones. We know that. Carbohydrate, we were taught, builds muscle. But we know now carbohydrate provides the energy to break down muscle so the protein can repair it. So I'm actually still diving into that research because this field is advancing really rapidly, but sometimes it's like people say the same thing, but in a totally different way. So it's like, it's not 2 concepts. It's figuring out like how that concept is actually the same. So I'm still researching this certainly, but do just know carbs are vital to grow muscle. Okay, cool. Now she said, so she was going to gradually make the change. So essentially reverse diet off of keto to work carbs back in. I do want to quickly talk about that process because some of you may be experiencing that, right? Now, with everything, and I took this from the military. I was active duty Army, for those of you who didn't know that. But what we used to say is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, right? Oh, it's perfect saying for the health and fitness industry as well. And so especially as you're increasing carb, in any point that you're at in your journey, you need to do it slowly. For some of my ladies who were eating like 1,700 calories or more with like 120 to 150 grams of carb or more, I'll increase them by like 32 grams per increase. Okay. But for those who maybe are doing like 40 grams of carbohydrate because you're on keto, I would increase you by like 10 grams of carbohydrate every 3 to 5 weeks with macro compliance, right? Because if you're not compliant, how can you even know what your body's doing? How do we even know if it's regulated, which it wouldn't be, right? If your macros are all over the place, how do we know what your body needs? So that is one reason that compliance is great. So at Queens of Iron, compliance is over or under 0 to 5 grams on all 3 macros. If you're not tracking alcohol, if you are tracking alcohol, hit your protein, don't cover calories. Okay, I hope that made sense. I need to throw that in there. And we don't do this to be hit your macros. You know what I mean? We do it to get you great results, right? We are so dialed in and attentive to detail, which is why our clients get great results with compliance, right? And so we don't do it to be strict by any means. We're here to get you to a goal and help you train your lifestyle, right? But in addition to that, it helps you understand, how does my body feel at different calories, at different macros, with different types of foods, right? So it brings so much awareness of what your body specifically needs. And so that's why I always say, never make a change in your macros unless you've had a few weeks of compliance, like a minimum of 2 weeks, preferably 3. Let me know if you have questions there. Whew, beautiful. Okay. So Marie, things I do, but I don't know how many of each I should do every week. The gym. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so she's like, how should I even structure my workouts? Marie, my first question is, what's your goal, right? Because there's no magic formula. It's what is your goal? What outcome do you specifically want? Let's shape the goal around that to make sure your plan is designed to hit your outcome, right? I talk about that quite a bit. I would say, if it was me, I would say strength training 4 to 5 days a week. Why Zumba? If you love Zumba, it's super fun for you and it's just like an enjoyable activity, I would say have that be the 5th day or as a 6th day active recovery, depending on where you are along your journey. Cool. Minimum of 1 full rest day per week. Most of our gals, they take 2 full rest days, but we lift 5 days a week. But some do like kickboxing and stuff like that, but they're pretty fit. So it's like you can train and then kickbox at night, for example. So we have ladies strength train at home and gym. And so both are fantastic. We love the barbell, right? So the gym is wonderful. Cables are wonderful. But you can do dumbbells, bands. Really, that's actually all our ladies need. A bench is nice. Now, the Stairmaster, the treadmill, the Pilates, why, right? So not that they're bad, they're great, but why? We always want to understand why something is in our program. We don't just want to like do random things. You know what I mean? This is a lot of stuff. And so I would say prioritize weightlifting and then ask yourself, why are you doing these other things? If it's to burn more calories, I would say, let's do 5 days of lifts and focus on macros. Why is that, right? Because we like to get the fat off through nutrition and build and shape your physique through the weightlifting. If you're doing all these other random things, it's going to take away from building that like beautiful, bubbly, feminine, fit body, right? I've done it. I was on the Olympic weightlifting team at Oregon State. So Olympic weightlifting, power lifts, right? I was doing traditional weightlifting, but I didn't really know how to physique shape. So I was just like squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, like doing all things, right? No clear outcome other than these exercises are good. And then I was a Lesmos body pump instructor way back in the day. And I was like 15% body fat, shredded. And I was like, I just really don't like what my body looks like. It was weird. It was like thin and no real shape to my shoulders. Like it was just the strangest thing. But I had no outcome. I was just working out, right? I was just getting fit, got really healthy, beautiful. Those are great things. But it's also really nice to feel good in your skin, right? That's where we live all day. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on creatine? I love this question. I took it for a while, but couldn't see that it made a difference. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to show you something really quickly. So I did a research review on creatine. And so if you go into our group and click search and then search creatine, you'll see right here. Research review. Okay. So I talked through a lot of different things. Creatine is effective. It's awesome. However, I don't actually recommend it to a lot of our clients, specifically because of the mental side of things. A lot of our ladies are hyper focused on their measurements and their changes, and it's like, that's fine, I get it. And so with creatine, oftentimes the scale can go up, right? Because you're holding a lot of water weight and so many things. And it really messes with women's heads that it's not worth it, right? Again, it's very effective. I took it. I gained like 5 pounds of muscle. I felt massive and I never got it off. And I was like, I will never take that again for the rest of my life. But maybe for women who are in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and above, and you have like low to no muscle mass, yes, sure, totally take it. But we should prioritize proper macros and lifting weights, right? Living a healthy lifestyle. We want to have the core foundational pieces in there first before adding supplements and all these extra little things. It's like, let's hone in our nutrition. Let's hone in weightlifting with a specific outcome. Let's hone in a healthy lifestyle with balance. You need to be able to live your life, right? For mental and emotional health, you need to be able to live your life. So something that's really sustainable. Let's really put all our focus and attention into those 3 pieces to build a solid structure and foundation of life and health. Then we can start playing. That's just my recommendation there. Great. What are some of your favorite high protein snacks? I love this question, and I'm going to pull something up for you really quick. Canva is wonderful if you guys don't use it, but we just created a high protein snack list. I'll find this for you guys. If you want a high protein snack list, will you comment protein snack list in the comments, and then I will we'll send that over to you. You can also just send me a direct message, a Facebook message, and I'll send that to you as well. I just got my creatine yesterday. That's okay. And you can just start small, start really slow. And at the same time, know that if the scale's going up, don't freak out. Just don't freak out. Okay. Because it can get emotional when the scale goes up. I get that, doesn't make women feel good. I get it. Yeah. I see the protein snack list, ladies. Beautiful. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we have it. If not, I'll create it for you. But I think we just created that for our clients. Okay, great. So at what point, what time is it? At what point do you update your macros for fat loss? At a certain weight loss? Do you mean maintenance, Kendra? At what point do you update your macros for fat loss? Because I don't, and 5 people liked it, including myself. I don't understand this question. Can you ladies help me out? Do you think she means, Kendra, if you're on here, let me know. But do you think she means if you're in a deficit and going through fat loss, when do you reverse them to maintenance? Or will someone help me understand that question? I'm going to take a drink. Is anyone else like a multiple drink person? I have my Lean Body Shake. I have my coffee with Lean Body Shake, and I have my water. Like, I feel like I always have so many drinks. Okay, I'm going to give another couple seconds. I think the video's lagged a little bit, so I'm like, please help me. Otherwise, I'll just move on. Well, I'll just answer it actually like that if no one knows. Okay, I'm going to start answering it. So if you're in a deficit, when do you update your macros? And so she's saying at a certain weight loss. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Like if you've lost weight, do you bump down your calories and macros? No, that's an interesting question. I think I understand what you mean, because I think if I'm understanding this correctly, I think the frame of mind might be, but I'm a smaller version of myself, so maybe I don't need as much. We do the opposite. We increase calories because your body's doing really well at managing those calories. Let me take this out. Thank you, by the way, so much for that. I appreciate you. Yeah. Okay. Kendra, is this you, love? Yeah. Okay. Congratulations, first of all. let's see. So 10 pounds per month. That's quite a bit. Let's make sure here. If you want to talk about this, go ahead, send me a DM because we want to make sure we're not losing too fast. Otherwise, we're losing muscle mass, right? So at your current state, or at the stage in your journey, at 200 pounds, 2 pounds per week, if you're eating enough, right? That might be totally okay. Right now, I recommend 1 to 1.5 pounds per week for a healthy rate of loss, especially maybe closer to the 180. You could do like 1.5. If you're like 5-7 pounds from your goal weight, it might be like 0.5 pounds per week. I'm like, just protect your muscle. Okay, so here's kind of my philosophy around this. So we're teaching your body how to handle as much food as possible, to eat as much food as possible and still shed fat. Why is that? Why is that? A healthy metabolism, right? Help your metabolism get as healthy as possible. Help you avoid gaining, losing, right? So it's really teaching your body how to be more resilient with food, how to process and handle more food. So no, we don't bring macros down, literally. If you hit a plateau, we would be like, okay, how many steps are you getting on average? What are your workouts right now? Do we need to lower macros a little bit? Maybe. So if you hit a plateau, maybe. But if you're still losing, no, just keep at it. Keep at it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I hope I answered that, ladies. If you have more questions, let me know because I want to bring a lot of clarity to that. Cool. Now, really quick, if you're in a deficit, when would you increase to maintenance? It depends on the woman, but if you have like a lot of weight to lose, you may have to do it like in between, right? So maybe you're in a deficit for 6 months, for example, maybe you'll need to go up. It really depends on the woman. But for those who are like, when will I know I'm at my goal? It's when you feel healthiest. It's when you find a weight that you're like, okay, I feel really good at this weight. You may still want to tone up, but you're like, I don't really want the scale to go down anymore. That's when you start increasing. There's no magic number. It's just how you feel. And if you're like, I'm not sure if I'm there yet, you're not there yet. You'll know. You'll definitely know. Okay. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate you helping me with that. Okay. Miss Jody, building a strong core years after C-sections. I'm right there with you. I feel like I have no muscle in my lower abs. I search core exercise that target this area while doing full body cardio and lifting. I wish my lower abs were stronger. The lower ab exercises that I really like for this is a hanging leg raise, a hanging knee tuck, V-ups, flutter kicks. So hanging, V-ups, flutter kicks. Cable line knee pull. So basically anything that's using your hip flexors, right? So you're pulling your legs up in the hanging, you're pulling your legs up in the V-up, you're having to hold your legs up in the flutter kick, right? If you YouTube cable line knee tuck or banded line knee tuck, you can even do the banded at the gym. It's fantastic. You can get it pretty heavy and it most definitely targets the lower abs. Excuse me. Make sure you're squeezing your abs rock solid tight in every single lift you ever do. This is why every exercise is actually an ab exercise, because you should be so braced in your abs that your abs are literally getting fatigued during like a shoulder press because they should be so squeezed. That's part of proper form, ladies. Remember that. Okay. How do you build an effective workout? Yes, this is a holy moly in-depth question. I do have the answer. If you go to, actually, ladies, I'll send you the video because I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called. But in February, I did a master class, and one of the days, so like our events, right, that we did last week, one of the days was all about how to create a super effective workout, a lift. It goes into very deep detail. So if you want to know that, or if you want to see that video, you can say, you can comment like program design, like a workout program design. I'll get that over to you. Let me take a quick note of these things I'm telling you guys to do, and then protein list. Okay, cool. I love it, ladies. Your drive to learn is just beautiful. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll tell you. So, got you, ladies. Great. Okay, Miss Luann. Yeah, so this question's asked a lot of times. I always go over fat. How do I not do that? It's pre-planning. pre-planning your macros, 10 out of 10. Okay, this one I'll tell you to search because we've already done a lot. So if you go to our Facebook group and go to and search pre-planning right here. Holy moly. Watch this video and do it with me. Do it with me, okay? It will show you exactly how to pre-plan your macros, and it will 10 out of 10 times it will solve that for you. Hands down, okay? Know that you can be flexible. It's not going to be perfect. You know, there's going to be days you pre-plan and then it totally goes haywire. It's okay. Just learn from it. And again, control your controllables. You can't control everything. Okay. Miss Lori. So recommendations. Oh yeah. So she wanted to listen to these videos without having to be on Facebook. I do have a YouTube channel if you want to do that. I literally post all these videos so you can see that as well. Yeah. Love it, ladies. All the program design. Awesome. Okay, cool. Number 2, yeah, we got you on the creatine. Number 3, how do you know when you've trained hard? This is a really cool question. So at Queens of Iron, our rule of thumb is if you can do 2 or more reps than what your program says to do with prep or form, increase your weight, okay? So you should be going to almost failure every single set. Form failure, not like total muscle failure. Form failure. So if you can't keep your abs tight, you're done. That's form failure, right? We want to have perfectly proper posture in every single rep. So if you can't do that rep with proper posture, lower your weight. If you're smashing the set with proper posture and you're like, yeah, I could do 2 more, increase your weight, okay? So that's how you know you've trained hard is you're intentional and you're super duper mindful of form and you're taking every single set to almost form failure, okay? Please re-instruct or refer me to where I can find instructions to accurately determine macros of homemade recipes. Yeah, I was going to show you this. So if you go to the YouTube channel, you can go to videos and then there is one that says how to easily track homemade recipes in MyFitnessPal. I'm getting really close to it. I mean, so close to it, ladies. Thank you for your patience. It's right here. There it is. How to easily track homemade recipes on MyFitnessPal. The only thing I would change in that video is the serving size. Put it in your title. Another thing actually that one of our trainers did, Katie, our client success trainer, I actually love the way she did it. She did make the serving size like 1 gram. So there was like 1,000 servings or something like that. And then she just weighed each portion. I'm like, that is so much smarter. So I would actually say that. So in reality, we should probably redo that video, but that one will give you loads of great insight. I walk you through it as well, just like the pre-planning video. Beautiful. And if you have questions, just let me know. Okay. Thanks, Lori. All right. Lodge. I got to check my time. Okay. So when you hit your weight goal and still have high body fat, do I still eat the same amount of calories or will I cut calories to lose body fat? Well, here would be my question. If you still have high body fat, why are you at your weight goal? What is it about that number? Because we want a number that's healthy for you, right? So do you feel like that weight goal that you have right now is healthy for you? Let me know, and then we can keep talking through it. Okay. Regina, what do I think about carb cycling? Great question. It is a tool to rapidly cut fat for a photo shoot or something that you need to rapidly cut fat for. Is it a healthy and sustainable approach to fitness and nutrition? Absolutely not. So I would never recommend it unless for some reason you're in a bind and you didn't give yourself enough time and you have a photo shoot around the corner and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Because cutting out a macro and not feeding your body with what it needs to thrive with energy, with stamina, with strength in the gym each day is not wise. We should always be fueling our body with really what we need to thrive and have energy and feel great in our body all throughout the day. It's like, let's just take the time to lose the fat the right way and the healthy way versus shortcut tools that aren't actually that good for your body. You know what I mean? So that's just my side of it. we're just all about like healthy living, so I would prefer ladies not take the shortcuts like that, because it's like, what tools is that really teaching you? Is it teaching you how to have discipline for healthy life so it becomes second nature? Or does it force you to constantly rely on quick fixes like that, right? We want to teach you to second nature, just live a healthy lifestyle so it's easy to maintain your body. So that's why it's like, let's just go through it step by step, practicing hitting your macros, practicing living a balanced lifestyle. So then over time, it's like, this is easy. This is just who I am now, right? So much better long term. Okay, I reached my favorite number of body fat, 15%, and my weight, 104. Is it a good time to change that macro? If you've hit your goal, heck yeah, girl. Increase the maintenance. Okay, guys, there's another resource. If you go to the group and you type, you can also comment this, but I know there's a lot. So you can either comment this or wait. It's actually cutting, maintenance, surplus, reverse diet, or something like that. So if you search that, oops, sorry, not that one. Right here. You can comment. Love it, Claudine. Thanks, love, for subscribing to YouTube. If you comment phase change video, PHASE change video, I can send this to you or tag you in it. But this video will walk you through how to reverse diet, how to change your macros, what you should be expecting in your body as you reverse diet. So this is a great resource I would check out for sure. So many resources, but this is why we do what we do, right? We want to give you all the information. I know it's a lot of information, ladies, so just take it, one step at a time, one bite at a time. Okay. Patrie, days off at the gym, usually because I'm working as a nurse. Yeah. Being diabetic type 1. Oh, I'm not sure what the question is. Days off the gym? I'm not sure what the question is. Patrie, just let me know what your question is, love. I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay. Anissa, creatine's effectiveness and recommended dosages. Look up the creatine research review, like I shared in the beginning. You'll see that. I should have just kept the tab open. But this totally goes through the creatine. I would look at the dosage just on the container that you buy. I'm pretty sure it's 5 grams, though, for a serving. And I think it's like 3 times per week. Don't quote me on that. But I would check your container. Okay, time under tension versus progressive overload. This is a cool question. I'm excited to talk about this. We only have a few left, so thanks, ladies, for staying with me. I know it's a lot of info, and I appreciate your attentiveness. So thanks for being here, and let me know if you have any questions too. You guys are great. So time under tension, another way you can say that is tempo, right? So what is tempo? So for example, in a lateral raise, 3010. Or more time under tension would look like this. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Instead of just like this, right? So time under tension, or I'm going to call it tempo. Tempo is a part of progressive overload. So progressive overload is getting stronger over time. You do this by increasing your weights in the gym. You do this by improving your form and your posture, right? You do this by adding variation in your lifts. So like, I'm about to rattle off a whole bunch. Let's take a barbell hip thrust. What's a variation of a barbell hip thrust? A Cass glute bridge or a Cass hip thrust, which is basically a half rep, right? Taking the hamstrings out and really focusing on glutes. So barbell hip thrust, a Cass hip thrust, a barbell hip thrust on the ground, so a barbell glute bridge, a dumbbell hip thrust, a single leg dumbbell hip thrust, a B stance barbell hip thrust, a B stance dumbbell hip thrust. Those are just movement variations, not even including variations in sets, reps, tempo, and rest time, right? So progressive overload, just make sure that you're changing the stimulus on your body, right? If you're doing the same workout over and over and over and over, your body's going to adapt. You're going to hit a plateau. You're not going to see the changes you could be seeing, right? So make sure that you're changing your reps. Different rep schemes achieve different things, ladies. 2 to 3 reps is power. It's explosive, right? 4 to 6 to 8 is more strength, right? 8 to 12 is more hypertrophy. 15, 18, 20 is more endurance, right? We use all of them except power. Typically, we do power in different things like kettlebell swings, squat jumps, jump rope, stuff like that. Typically, like, we're not going to teach how to Olympic lift virtually. I'm not comfortable with that. I am a certified coach actually, but I'm not teaching that virtually, right? So have all the different rep schemes. Why? You're getting stronger under different loads. The amount of weight you can lift at 4 reps is drastically different than what you can lift at 18 reps. It requires a different stimulus or different muscle fibers even on your body. It's a different stressor, right? Mentally as well. So it's loads of different variation. And yeah, tempo is a part of it. You can look up the video, the program design video, and I'm almost positive I went over a lot of that here. So I'm almost positive, not 100%. Okay. How bad is it that I stopped tracking veg? Yeah, it depends on your goal. If you're kind of just like, just kind of like cruising through, like not really like hitting a hard goal, like just kind of, more relaxed about the journey, I don't see why there'd be a problem with that. We don't do that personally, like I said, because we just like to have more attention to detail than that. But there's many ways to skin the cat. How long should I wait to see any amount of weight loss? Our clients see it week 1, so 7 days. Yes, working out 5 days a week with 4 of those days weight training with cardio. And yeah, you should be seeing it right away. If you have the right macros, if you're consistent, I don't know why you wouldn't see weight loss the first week. I'm not sure a situation where that would be. Especially if you're like not following macros or something like that and you're getting onto it. Sometimes like in the middle of your program, you may have a week you're not seeing loss here and there, right? That can totally happen. It's normal. We have stress in life, stuff like that. But pretty consistently, if you're consistent with macros and on the right macros, you should be seeing loss consistently each week for the most part. Okay. Now, if you take your check-in 1 to 3 days after you were not compliant, that can affect your check-in, right? If your stress drastically shot up, or if you just had more stress, that can cause bloat. The scale can go up, or the scale can stay steady. If you're about to start your menstrual cycle, I know you're perimenopause, but for those who still have their cycle, if you're about to start your cycle, the scale can stay the same or go up, right? The scale fluctuates so much. And so that's why we say track your measurements, right? We do waist, low belly, hips, so like the largest part of the glutes, and then 2 on the thigh. And so if you're consistent, I'm trying to think of any time where that wouldn't be the case. I feel like 90% of the time you should be seeing loss in the direction that you're wanting, as long as you're compliant. Okay. Tammy. What is that? I would say no, but I actually don't know what that is. I can imagine what that is, but I would say no. Why would you do that? Is it from your doctor, or is this a weight loss technique? If it's from your doctor, I would talk to your doctor about it. I don't want to step on toes like that. But like you guys, the shot that doctors are giving out now to help people lose weight, that is not designed for weight loss, right? That was designed for something completely different, that they're like, oh, some people lost weight using this, let's just give it to everybody. It's like, what? No, let's just live a healthy lifestyle and get fit, right? So if you're doing it just as a weight loss tool, personally, I would say definitely not. But again, talk to your doctor if it's a medical concern, okay? And my heart goes out to you. Okay, last question. How to best optimize morning energy for early morning workout. Hi, Tammy. Love you, girlfriend. Go to bed at the same time every single night, even on the weekends. A consistent sleep routine is so vital. It really helps a lot. Turning off the TV 2 hours before bed can really help. I don't do that. I am not great at that. I know it's beneficial, but I mean, pick your battles, right? So that's one. Turning off screen time is one. Not drinking too much water before bed, so you're not getting up and going to the bathroom. So just basically protecting your sleep hygiene, right? Protecting your sleep routine and creating a sleep routine can really help. The other thing is get up. Just your alarm goes off, get your feet on the floor, right? Don't just like roll over, click snooze. That makes you more tired. Just get up. If you struggle with this part, download on Audible the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. It's great. She talks about basically like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just go instead of having your mind talk you out of it. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just get up. Cool. All right, Mary. How long a time frame should each weightlifting session be? 45 or an hour? Depends on the woman, depends on how much time you have. Some of our clients do 30 minutes. That's all they have time for, right? Typically, we like to do an hour. 45 is great as well. It's really a matter of what are your goals? How much are you lifting throughout the week? And then just having the right nutrition. Because remember, the nutrition is what gets the fat off. The lifting builds your body. If you only have time for 45 minutes instead of 60, that's okay. Is it going to build your body a little bit slower? Sure, that's 15 minutes a day less, right? But that's okay if that's what fits in your lifestyle. So do what fits in your lifestyle. If you have an hour, heck yeah, do an hour. Cool. Ladies, beautiful. Any other questions as of today, as of right now, that I can answer for you and give my take on? Thank you for all these questions. These are fantastic. And it's great learning together and growing together. And yeah, just really grateful for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you need anything, let us know. We'll start sending these resources out as well. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know if you need anything. See ya.